Ugh. All right, check, check, 1, 2. Oh, this isn't on yet. Hey, I'm Mike Coppolino. I'm a stand-up comic. Just so you know, I'm a stand-up comic, and I'm like a character out of some Hubert Selby novel. That's what I'm like. Anyways, I'm gonna tell some jokes because I'm delusional. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, hey everybody, I'm Mike Coppolino. I'm a stand-up comic, and I look like I smell. I look like drugs. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So I've been taking pills for anxiety. So far, it's been terrifying. My doctor keeps telling me he knows what he's doing. I say, of course you know what you're doing. You're a great white shark. Yeah, you're a great white shark, and you're 11 feet long. I mean, seriously, all my doctor prescribes me is jump scare videos. Of course, he's a great white shark. All right. So my new fetish is looking suspicious. Yeah, it's super easy. Yeah, whenever I see the cops, I just start running. They just start running, but then they catch me because it's hard to run when you're jerking off. Thank you. That's a joke. Oh, I've done acid. Like I've done acid, you could tell. Like I've done acid over 300 times, not to brag. Yeah, over 300 times this year, and it's March. Acid doesn't affect me. Acid just makes me sober. In fact, I'm just here to warn you that I'm the spokesperson for extreme sobriety. Damn. I actually spell extreme with 3 E's. I'm super great at spelling. No, but what actually makes me the spokesperson for extreme sobriety is I'm one of those guys that goes to high schools and tells kids about the evils of drugs. That's part of my job. Like, I'm a paid actor that tells kids about drugs. Yeah. And I tell them that drugs are bad. Like, the vice principal makes me wear an orange jumpsuit. And he trusts me out on stage, by a chain and shackles. And I have to tell these kids that, I did a bunch of drugs in a hotel room and now I get raped in prison. And that's my whole job. I get paid $300, each time. It's a great gig, Yeah. You have to tell these kids that, I smoke bath salts. I tell kids that I smoke bath salts, and bath salts are great, Yeah, sure. Just maybe one guy cheats someone's face off on a bicycle path in Florida, smoking bath salts. That doesn't mean bath salts are so terrible, Like for every guy cheats someone's face off high on bath salts, there's 2,000 people just visiting the emergency room with a shampoo bottle shoved up their ass. Yeah. Then everyone else high on bath salts has a great time. Like people like me have a great time on bath salts. But whenever I smoke bath salts, just as a precaution, I always make sure to roofie my own drink. Yeah, I roofie my own drink whenever I smoke bath salts, Yeah, that way when I get that urge to chop off my dick and jump out a window, I can quit being so impulsive. I can just tamp those emotions down, Oh. So, hey, what's the worst thing about doing cocaine in a bathroom? And he says, you have to smell everything twice as much. That's the worst. No, actually, it's not seeing your kids on the weekend. That's the worst thing about doing cocaine in a bathroom. And I know because I'm a stand-up comic and I see a lot of tragic things. Oh, man. They say the early bird gets the worm. The early bird gets the worm, right? But the meth bird stays awake. So in that scenario, who really gets the worm, early bird or meth bird? It's a quiz. No, it's actually the early bird that still gets the worm because the meth bird is never hungry. Thank you. All right. So nitrous oxide kills brain cells, right? Like, how would I know? I have a tank of it at home. All right. Oh, God. So people keep telling me I live in a bad neighborhood. Yeah, because I live there. It's not true. I actually live in a bad neighborhood because I built all the houses and I didn't follow any rules. Thank you. All right. Oh. So I manscape, but I do it like a real man. I use a lighter. I use a lighter to manscape because that's what a real man does, Because a real man smells like barbecue, and chicks really dig it. It's super manly, you know? Also, I can't talk about it anymore because there's kids around. I just want to say that I am the spokesperson for extreme sobriety. I'm here to tell you that. Like, I need drugs to do normal things. Like, I had to drop 5 hits of acid to do my taxes. And I ended up claiming an astral body as a blind dependent. It was 3 deductions. I know it was 3 deductions because I claimed it in 1989, back when that was legal. I claimed an astral body as a blind dependent in 1989, and then the stock market crashed. And the stock market crashed, they took it off the books. But I kept taking that deduction because I love money. You know, I'm a whiz at accounting. So I've been claiming an astral body as a blind dependent for 31 years. And I've been audited 3 times. Now, I've been audited 3 times, but I never really worry about it because I save all my receipts. I'm totally on drugs. Yeah, like the last time I was audited, this tax assessor came up to me and says, "Hey, Mr. Coppolino, it says here you have 19 sole proprietorships, you have 44 limited liability corporations, and you have a non-profit corporation that's exchanging currency between Malaysia and Greece. And Mr. Coppolino, we at the IRS want to know how you could possibly exist on $4,000 a year." And then I looked at the tax assessor and I said, "How do I even know I'm really here right now?" And that's why I'm in jail, like in front of you kids. Ugh. Oh, you ever threw up on yourself because you're too fucked up to get it away? No, me neither. I actually threw up on myself so I wouldn't have to clean my car. I did it because I was smart and I wanted to keep my eyes on the road, you know. It's the truth. It's the truth, you know. And it's the best way to throw it up in a car because like when you're done like driving, you can just step out of your car, brush off all the vomit, and go right to work. You know, because you're essential to your job and you got to make child support payments, you know. Ugh. Sometimes I have to claim that I'm a dad. Like I'm done with all the jokes about like doing drugs. Sometimes I have to claim that I'm a dad because I'm a stand-up comedian. I have to tell dad jokes. So I have to tell simple jokes that dads will understand and tell to other dads. Like that's part of my job, like to make these lives more like livable because they're dads, you know. So I tell dad jokes, but I tell imitation dad jokes because I don't have any kids. I just say I was careful, you know. So here's like an imitation dad joke. All right. So hey, Durex just came out with a condom that enhances male sensitivity. Finally, right? Yeah, for added value, each condom is wrapped in a little apology note. That's a great imitation dad joke. I think that's a good one. Oh, so I saw this news story the other day. Yeah, I saw a news story. This man swallowed a live trout and he died. Yeah, he choked to death on a trout that he caught with his own hands. Yeah, it just goes to show you not all people are pelicans. Thank you. All right. They say everything comes in handy for the obsessive masturbator. Yeah, it's true. It's actually true. Last night I jerked off to complete privacy. Yeah, I wore a tinfoil hat while I did it, you know, because Jesus is watching. And Jesus works for the government now. Oh. Oh. So I'm here to warn you that gun stores can sense unpatriotic thoughts. So if you're going to buy a gun to protect your family, make sure you wear your American flag pants when you're buying a gun. You know. Yeah, that way they'll give you a discount and not put you on some list. All right. These are imitation dad jokes. Because, you know, dads understand, like, extortion. And they know who to vote for. Who else? What am I saying? Imitation dad jokes, right? Oh. So me and my wife have been having trouble with the love life. Because that's always true. So she suggested we get into role playing to spice it up. And I agreed because I'm me. Yeah. So now twice a week, she pretends to be a waitress in a truck stop. And I pretend to be more attractive. Thank you. All right. Oh. Oh, man. Imitation dad jokes, you know? Oh, I heard William Shatner's version of 8675309 the other day. Yeah, it wasn't very melodic. William Shatner just kept repeating the number until you got it. Yeah, he just kept saying 8675399. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, I saw the new Wonder Woman porno the other day because I'm happily married. Yeah, I saw the new Wonder Woman porno. Is the one where Wonder Woman uses her vagina as a golden lasso. Yeah, she screws people and gets them to tell the truth. Yeah. It's kind of a nice idea, but it got a little redundant, you know, because every time Wonder Woman screws someone, they just told her they were addicted to heroin. Thank you. All right. Oh, man. So I do a bunch of drugs, like you could tell. I do, like, tons of drugs. And I need to, like, to get by, because that's how I make money. Because I train drug sniffing dogs for a living. I do. I train drug sniffing dogs for a living. That's like the best job in the world, and I have extra drugs. I don't work for the cops, though, because they bust you right away. I just train dogs to live in condominiums. I train dogs to live in condominiums by giving them drugs. That's how I train drug sniffing dogs. But if you're going to train a drug sniffing dog to live in a condominium, don't use cocaine to train him. Yeah, because it just trains him to count your money. And there's still crap on the carpet because of all the microchips cocaine's cut with. I can't believe people are like thinking that microchips are in the vaccine now. Like, how are they going to keep track? There's microchips in the caffeine, in the vaccines. I mean, meth is almost 100% microchips. I mean, that's what I tell people, and they believe it because they believe anything. Oh, sometimes I think people are stupid, and then they get angry because they're telepathetic. Like, that's a real thing that happens to me. Yeah. Like, I'm actually a comic, and sometimes I get to roast people, and sometimes they're good. Sometimes they're good comics, and they beat me because of my appearance. And it's a tragic flaw in my whole existence. But sometimes I get like a lob shot. Like I got to roast a flat earther. That was a comic. I got to roast a flat earther, and it was like the best thing ever. It was the best thing ever because I just told him to build his own rocket ship. Because that's the easiest way to roast a flat earther that has a work ethic. Just tell him to build his own rocket ship, and they'll do it. And then they'll die because there's such a thing as rocket science. And, if you're a flat earther, it's kind of hard to learn. Also, if you want to just be easier about roasting a flat earther, just tell a flat earther to walk into space. Because that's doable. Why build a rocket ship? Just walk into space. Just find the fucking edge of the flat earth. That solves all the problems. Just build a rocket sled on your boat. Just when you get to the edge and, the water starts trickling off, you can cruise back over. We understand that much. Bring a fucking paraglider. Just do what you can. These are things that work in the flat earth world. This is science that flat earthers can understand. You don't just attach a jet to a tube and launch yourself into space. Try to catch some moon cheese and come back. Oh man, I'm half rocket scientist. I'm half rocket scientist. I understand things. Also, I have a PhD in sociology, not to brag. It's the most useless degree ever. It is. I spent 7 years and $150,000 getting a master's degree in sociology. I know everything there is to know about being an idiot. Because I wasted everything. On nothing. I just copied everyone's answers for 7 years. That's all my degree was. I just copied everyone's answers and I paid for it. And now I have a PhD in sociology or a master's degree in sociology. Who can tell? I'm just professionally unemployed. That's what I am. But sometimes they pay me to test the system. As a sociologist, I get paid to test the system. Like sometimes I go to neurological science conventions, and they make me test all the new personality flavors. And they pay me for it. You know, I go to these rooftop parties that are like super swank, and they just have me smoke all these wands that are like lettered. Like they know what's in it, but we don't know what's in it. They just want us to see what we do. And we just do these mystery drugs on a rooftop party, and then we see if somebody throws himself off a roof. That's what we do. That's how we get paid. You know, I mean, we're already sociologists. We're already depressed. You know, compounded. You know, these drugs just keep us on the roof because we're already on drugs anyway. So like just when we're on the ground. Yeah, that's what we do. I actually threw up on myself at one of these parties just to protect my drugs. That's the only time I like throw up on myself. I don't throw up on myself because I'm like screwed up on drugs. I have like a reason. Yeah, I just threw up on myself and I protected this wand and then I handed the wand off and I just got back into the conversation, which was about light shows. Because if you're at a neurological science convention, you're already at a rave. Just gotta see who can handle it, you know? Ugh. I actually do comedy at raves. Just so you know, like I'm the chocolate fountain of drugs. So if you're like at a summertime rave and I'm around, you can just wipe me with a Q-tip. Just wipe me with a Q-tip. Like I have a lot of sweat. I'm sweating out a lot of expensive shit. That's how you get this way, you know? Just letting people know that that's an option, you know, if you pay me. Because you got to pay me to do that. Like that's, you know. You gotta pay me to be in shape. Like people smoke my dryer lint. Like I have dryer lint that people can smoke and they'll pay money for it. You know, because I actually do a lot of DMT. I do a lot of DMT. Like so much DMT. Like you kids don't understand like how much DMT I do. I actually breed the toads that make it. I do. I breed the toads that make DMT in my bathtub. It's the truth, you know? My favorite drug is toad. I like toads to get high because it's the only drug I know can have sex and make more drugs. That's right. I never have to visit a dealer ever again. Unless I considered a toad a dealer. You know, because toads are sentient beings if you've done a lot of DMT or toad. And, you know, you realize that you might have to have respect for it. That's why you lick the back of the toad, though. That's why you lick the back, because you don't lick the front like some pervert, you know? You lick the back of the toad. You know, don't be some shaman immediately. You know, get all this shit all over your mouth and shit. You know, that's extra poisonous. You got to build up a tolerance. Also, it's the only drug I know that can't be laced with fentanyl. Yeah, because it's a live drug. Like if one of your enemies just drizzles fentanyl all over a toad that you're about to lick, it's going to die. And then you just don't lick that toad. It's like a warning. To me. Yeah. Because I don't want to be the first person to die that way. You know, because I'm already a successful toad dealer. Ugh. Anyways, I'm a stand-up comedian, but I spent a year in hibernation because of like the COVID bullshit. So now I'm just a mad scientist. That's what happened. I just became a mad scientist because suddenly everybody knew science. I couldn't even step out of the house. Everyone knew science. Ugh. Like I read a lot of memes on Facebook and I thought they were scientific journals. That's why I'm a mad scientist. It's the truth, you know? So I came up with business ideas because I was tired of living on my knees. So the first thing I'm going to do is make an athlete's foot medication with nicotine in it. That's my initial plan as a mad scientist because it's easy. Because people want to sell nicotine and people want people addicted to having clean feet because that's no way to go through life like having to endure those people. So I'm just going to make an athlete's foot medication with nicotine in it. People will get addicted to having clean feet. The product is going to be called Get Addicted to Having Clean Feet, $9.99. And then I'll sell it for like $4 at discount stores. And that's how I'll make money. I'll make $1 million that way. And it'll work. Like each tube will be like 20 cigarettes. That'll get people like smearing cream on their feet. Because people who have athlete's foot aren't committed to any sort of work ethic. I know because I'm a person with athlete's foot. And I know it takes 2 weeks to cure athlete's foot, and you have to smear cream on your feet for 2 weeks. But I can do that for like 3 days until like the pain is gone. So I just do that, and then, 2 months later, athlete's foot strikes back, and I have to like decide whether to just let it go away. I change my socks more often. But I know my product will work because I'm addicted to that secondhand smoke too. I'm an advocate for like bringing back cigarettes in bars. That's what I want now. Because COVID bullshit was COVID bullshit. Like we need to be able to poison ourselves like on our own time. Like instead of like this. Like if life's going to be like this, we get to like slow it down a little. With nicotine in bars. Alright, so I'm an advocate for that as well. In addition to being a mad scientist. Yeah. Also, because I've had a lot of time to think about it, I want to start breeding a dog without any bones in his face. Just so people can feel sad about how cute it is. That's what I've decided to do. Because there's a lot of like semi-boneless dogs in the world. And they die early, and they're addictively cute. So I can definitely make that happen. I'm just going to breed a dog without any bones in his face. Like, no more ethics. They just have the sad eyes. The sad eyes. Yeah. Alright, my boneless dog will have side eyes and it'll always be smiling because it'll be bred that way. It's the truth. It'll be bred that way. It'll be happy too. It'll be happy all the time because you could breed a dog that way. It can look happy. And just like you'll just be walking this boneless dog around in a dog stroller. And people look at it and go, oh my God, this is so cute. Let me give you $19 a month to rescue it from its own genetics. And that's how you'll survive. Yeah, it'll be like some like ice cream truck for empathy. And people just shower you with money because they are like keeping this dog alive. And that's how and that's how a lot of people will survive, especially if they're rich. Because they need empathy, and that's why this dog is wildly expensive. That's right, it's $31,000, and you got to maintain it. Yeah, but you get empathy, and that's important because you have money, and you need to feel something. I mean, geez. Yeah, so that's like part of my mad science. Also, as part of my mad science, I want to sell some Dark Side Star Wars memorabilia. Yeah, Dark Side Star Wars memorabilia, but I want it to be illegal. I want to sell illegal Dark Side Star Wars memorabilia to survive. That's right. It's gonna look like Star Wars stuff, but it's gonna be like Luke Skywalker's original hand in a bag. It'll be Luke Skywalker's hand in a bag, and I'm gonna sell it for $300. And it'll have all the weight of a real hand. And it'll move like a real hand, So true fans can choke themselves with the original hand. Because that's what they're paying for. Yeah, Dark Side Star Wars memorabilia. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to sell a bunch of these hands. They're going to be crawling all over the internet. Like people will be bragging about the hands they bought that are super realistic, And they're in like this packaging, Star Wars packaging, that's super durable, so they can play with themselves and wash off the hand. And it won't lose any value because it's a memorabilia, Yeah, I'm just going to sell a bunch of these hands until Disney gets wind of it and goes, oh my God, we're losing money. We're losing money on this Dark Side Star Wars memorabilia. Let's sue this guy for copyright infringement. and they'll sue me for copyright infringement, and then they'll just sue me into existence. Because that's how you exist. You just become a spokesperson for something. You don't have to work anymore. Like, I'm already a spokesperson for, like, smoking cigarettes in bars. Like, I'm the first one. I just say, like, just put out a few ashtrays. You know, no more bar rescue. You know, put out a few ashtrays. That show is over. No more bowling alleys and bars. They're back to being, like, health clubs for, like, dipshits like me. Ugh. God. Where am I at? What am I doing? You know? What am I doing with my life? Oh, anyways, this has been practice. Like, I'm just doing comedy in a parking lot for, like, probably a half hour. I think it's like 25 minutes. But I'm supposed to do a show on March 12th. I'm doing a show on March 12th at the Mercury Cafe. See? I can't even do real jokes. I knew that was coming. Instinctively or something. Anyways, I'm doing a show at the Mutiny. No, not the Mutiny. The Mercury Cafe. It's like a hippie bar. It's a hippie bar. They have like health drinks and everything. And I'll be doing it over there. March 12th at 8 o'clock. It's actually a Friday. I'm going to be the feature. You should show up. It'll actually, they have like drinks and everything. Also, I have books for sale. I have comic books for sale. They're made out of jokes. And they're selling at the Mutiny Information Cafe. You're like passing right by it. Like, stop in there and get like a book. It's like $3, but they're actually $2. They didn't mark the prices right. So I charged them more money, and they just said, "Oh, you're a charity now." No, but they're $3. But you're getting them for $2 to tip the bartender or the coffee tender when you show up. That's about it. That's a recording. I've been Mike Coppolino. This is like, what, March 7th? It's March 7th. It's like a nice Sunday in Denver. And I'll do another show like possibly today. All right, anyways. That's been it. Thank you very much. Have a great day. All right. Privately, let's see how long that was. I'm guessing. Yeah, see? I know what 25 minutes is. So I had like 25 minutes and 27 and 28, 3 minutes of like bullshit. Whatever. Anyways, that's been my time. Until like the next time. Thanks.